Okay, let's begin. So we were talking about disjunction. So let's give it a go. Remember, we have these four common truth values for P and Q. And remember, they go in order: truth, truth, false, false, true, false, true, false. They will always be that way for P and Q, at least when it's just P and Q by themselves. When we have three of them, and we'll get to that in a little bit, they extend a little bit more. So we're talking about the, it says here's the truth table for every disjunction. I thought it was conjunction. Oh, is that a V? Where did I go? Did I go way past it all of a sudden?
I know we definitely used Adriana as a...
There we go. This is not a disjunction. No, what the devil? There we go. Okay, yes, it is. It is a V. This is disjunction. Sorry. So disjunction is a V. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. So this means, if you remember, P or Q. P or Q. If one of those is true, the disjunction is true. So in that case, we would have true, 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 false. Okay? Make sure you're filling this in with me. True, 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 false. You already did this?
Yeah. This is
Good.
the last slide that we did.
So, if P and Q are the truth sets for the proportion P and Q respectively, then the truth set of P disjunction Q is P union Q, which is the region that says one of those is true. So it's everything on the inside here. And you've seen this before. Okay? You've seen that it's just the inside. All right. So now let's talk about exclusively disjuncted. Disjunct. Whatever. And the exclusive disjunction is true when only one proposition is true. Okay? The exclusive disjunction of P and Q is written as P underscore V Q. Okay? So, for instance, we can describe P underscore VQ, or exclusively disjunct P, or Q, I don't know how to say it right, as P or Q, but not both. Okay? So, or exactly one of P and Q. Only one of those is true. So, for this instance, we have Orion eating cereal. So, you have two propositions. One is Orion ate cereal for breakfast. The other is Orion ate toast. Now, Orion's a single breakfast type of person, so it's true that he would probably have... Oh, it says Sally. Then not, which is completely wrong.
Only on Saturdays.
Okay, so... CV, no. So...
whatever they call it.
They're exclusively disjunction, exclusive disjunction if he ate cereal or he ate toast, but he did not eat both of those. Okay? It's kind of like when you choose to go somewhere, you can either go one place, you can go the other place, but you really can't, you don't have time for both. Okay? That's what exclusive disjunction is. What? Well, you don't have enough time. I'm just saying, like, there's situations where you just don't have enough time. You have to choose between going to Tara Rin for dinner or going to P.F. Chang's. You don't want to go to both.
Well,
You can't.
I'd go to...
You could, but it's just not viable. So the truth table for the exclusive disjunction is as follows. We have, of course, true, true, false, false. We have true, false, true, false. And then what do we have? What do you think, Hurley?
False, true, true, false.
False, true, true, false. There it is. You can't have both. You have to have one. You can't have both falses. All right. Moving on. So, same question, same Sally. What does it look like on a Venn diagram? The middle has been erased. Okay? That middle portion is gone. And that should be like that. I must have deleted it. So there's a little underline right there. So don't forget to put that underline. It is the union minus the intersection. Got a little error here. The union minus the intersection. And once again, that's supposed to have an underline. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. And then false, true, true, false. There it is. False, true, true, false. Kind of like that. Okay? All right. So that's how the Venn diagram is associated with it. Moving on. So we have this example here. Let P be the truth set of the proportion P and Q be the truth set of the proportion Q. Use mathematical logic to express the following shaded region in terms of P and Q. So if, like, for instance, this one says, hey, we got both these going on. Okay? So that would be P, V, Q. Okay? The next one says, okay, we have this going on, which is the outside of, it looks like Q. It's the outside of Q, which would be considered the opposite of Q, which is negate Q. Okay? So the shaded region of Q prime, which is the region not Q, so Q is not true, therefore we have negate Q. Okay? And then the last one, we have everything that is in this section that is Q, but also not P. So we would say negate P, wedge Q, or intersection Q. Conjunction Q. Intersection. I said intersection, though, right? Okay. Okay, good. I'm sorry if I use those terminology the same. I'm trying not to. Moving on. Do we have time for more? You betcha we do. Let's fill in all of these. And just for fun, let's change this up. Nah, let's not. Let's just do it as follows. So fill this in on your own. Try to go faster than me. Going slow. False, false, true, true. The conjunction of those two, we have true, false, false and false. And then lastly, ladies and gentlemen, anytime. There it is. There's your table of everything we have so far. This is negation. This is conjunction. This is disjunction. This is exclusively disjuncted. I keep saying exclusively. I can't handle that. Exclusive disjunction, all summarized on one table. And you can do that. You can summarize all of it on one table. Now let's think about something a little bit different. Now you guys are going to have to edit this on your PowerPoint handout because I wrote it wrong from last year. Okay? So that's supposed to be a wedge, not a V. You currently have this. So change it. Flip it upside down or right underneath it or cross it out. P, wedge, negate, Q. So how do we figure out that? Well, we write it all out. We do P, we do Q, all 4 possibilities, and then we do negate Q. Now how do we do negate Q? It's the opposite of Q. So that's false, true, false, true. And now here's what we're going to do. We're only going to look at, let's see, P, so we're only going to look at P, and we're only going to look at Q negate. So those 2. And of those 2, which ones are, well, which ones follow the wedge? Which ones follow that we have 2 trues? So we do true, false. That is going to be false. We have true, true. That's what we're looking for, true. And then we have false, false, which is false. And then we have false, true, which is also false. Okay, so this is the process of evaluating these. And they get pretty complicated. Maybe negate P, negate Q. The union of those. Okay, stuff like that. And all of these can be translated to a Venn diagram as well. So, let's move on to a tautology or a logical contradiction. All right, I'm going to quit talking. Emma, what is a tautology?
A compound proposition is a tautology if all the values in this truth table column are true.
Okay? So that ending right here that we had, if all of these are true, then your statement is considered a tautology. So new lingo. Anybody ever heard of that? Tautology. Okay, a compound proposition is a logical contradiction if all values in the truth table are false. Okay, logical contradiction. So, our first example is P intersection negate P a tautology or a logical contradiction. So go ahead on your own, fill in at least the two first columns. That's the intersection. What does intersection mean again? They both have to be true for it to be true. What'd you get, Daisy? All of them false. So what does that mean? It's not that it's not true. What does it mean about what we said up there on those two possibilities? It's what? Neither? No? Amanda? Yeah, if they're all false, it's a logical contradiction. If they're all true, it's a tautology. But if there's one truth in there or two truths in there, then we would have neither. Okay? So just to clarify, we have false, 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 false. Okay? Clarification. This is not acceptable. That's great spelling. Acceptable. That is a wrong answer. Okay? Yeah. I had one person put that, they were a senior like 2 years ago, and they just wrote that for everything. And so I'm sitting here going, oh, looks like they're not going to pass this. But they would write it like this, like true, and then like that. And then they would write some of them like this, and then do a little back hat. It's like, come on, dude. Not acceptable. I will mark you completely wrong if you pull that.
Ones if we like curve it and accidentally.
If that's how you write your F's, change how you write your F's. Okay? Or write your T's like this. I don't know. Okay? Do not cross your T. If you don't, I will assume that it's an F. Okay? So if you do something like this, I'll probably assume that it's an F.
Okay, good. That's
Okay.
what I've written.
But good night, please just go. If you do something like that, I'll get that. But if you do something like, oh, it's an F. Like, no, that is not an F.
That's a-
Okay? So don't do that. No, no, no.
The second one's not
Dude, frankly,
bad.
chilling.
This one?
The
Cold.
little line is a little bit longer.
This one's okay. This one, not happy with. This one, very not happy and angry. Okay? Don't do it.
Very uniform.
This one, yay. This one, okay. This one, really angry and with a nose. Moving on.
Man, that nose makes me
So-
intimidating.
More difficult. Let's talk about a more difficult situation. So first off, how about you fill in your 2 columns that, or your 4 columns that I've already filled out. And just for fun, if you feel like you got it, go ahead and fill in the 5th and 6th column as well. Sometimes I like to say it out loud. True, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, true, false, true, false, true. Yes, you can. Now, the next one, the 5th column says negate Q, conjunction P. So, for this particular one, I'll help you out with it. If you think you got it, try it out. We take a look at this column, Q, and we also take a look at P. And I want you to get used to doing it in order. Okay? Right now it doesn't matter, but it will. It definitely will matter in the future. So, if that's the case, we have false, true. Would that be true? Anybody? Everybody? That would be false. True, true. False, false. And true, false. Man, you guys are terrible. Absolutely ridiculous. You got that?
Yeah.
You got. So we're in the middle of our notes, and I'm recording this so you can watch it
Okay.
online. All right. So next one, we have Q and union, or Q disjunction, not exclusive. Disjunction negate P. So how about we put a red rainbow on it? And we're looking at this one. So let's try to do this in order. Last one I kind of weren't doing it in order, but try to do it in order. Okay? So this one is true then false. Thumbs up? Here, you give me thumbs up for true, thumbs down for false, because apparently you guys can't talk.
Well, you told us to fill the
You're like, that's one of these. That's one of those. That is a truth. Okay, next one. True, or excuse me, false, false.
That's false.
Wah, 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 false. Next one. True, true.
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 Last one. False, true. Tricked you, because I said it. False, true. So lastly, we have the wedge, or the conjunction between the two that we just made up. So let's make this a beautiful, lovely green. So we're looking at those two. Those two, let's think. We have 2 truths that we're looking for, right? That is a false, 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 a logical contradiction. So, Kareem, if it's all true at the very end, so if it's all false at the very end, it's called a logical contradiction. If it's all true at the very end, it's called a tautology.
Okay.
It's on page 13. Thanks. I don't have it in front of me. So let's move on. Oh, dang. Here it goes. Lucky, lucky. Bam! They're in the right spot, too. Feeling pretty sharp now. Look at this. Dun, 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 dun.
Little songs.
I don't know. God, it's recording, too. All right. Oh, look at these. Now, I cleaned this slide up a little bit, but you can go ahead and decide if the two are logically equivalent. Now, logically equivalent means that the columns at the very end are the same. Okay? That they have the same organization to them. Not just like one true and all falses, but it's like it has to be true, false, 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 and the other one is true, false, false, false. Then those are logically equivalent. They have the same truth table columns. So let's take a look at this one. Bam! So, let's go back. So, let's do this one where we do negate the intersection of these two. So we look at the intersection and then we write the negate version of it. So if you look, we write the intersection here. This is the conjunction. And this is negate whatever we get. And notice that it means that's false. That's true. That's true. And that's true. Do you see that? Now, we're going to show that negate P disjunction negate Q has the same values to it. So before I show you, maybe you could just write this down over here. Let's see how good I can get. I bet you it's right here. And that's going to be negate P. That's going to be negate Q. And then the last one's going to be negate P, negate Q, disjunction. Do you fill that in? And I'm going to go ahead and freeze the board and do it on my own. Oh, negate P. Whoops. Okay, we almost there? Okay. Here we go, here we go. Check your work. Freeze! I tried to make them look like the letters. So when I go like this... Oh, dang! I'm a little off. This one's pretty good, though. Look at that one. Dang. Alright, so we end up getting the same values, okay? We end up getting F, T, 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 false, true, 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 which means that since the truth table columns are identical, we call those logically equivalent. So they equal each other. Now, if you look at this on a Venn diagram, it'll be the same areas shaded. This is actually pretty bad. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Just all of it. It's just pathetic. Okay, so false, false is true, or false, false is false. False, true is true. True, false is true, and true, true is true. Any questions about this? No? I think it's time for you to try one of these on your own. Let's see if that's what the case is. Let's do one alone. Okay, so do it alone. I changed it. Instead of let's do it together. Do it alone. On your lonesome. This one's pretty easy too. So, construct a truth table for the following proposition. How about state, is it a tautology, a logical contradiction, a logcon, or is it neither? It's like the worst Comic-Con. Logcon. What's that? Pine? Oak? Come check it out. Logcon.
Just make sure not the chopper.
Jimmy, the log master, is gonna be there. Get his autograph. He'll cut a tree down. Logcon. The log blog. Nice.
Bob's Lob Lob Log?
What?
Bob's Lob Lob Log?
Yeah. That's from it. That's like the best television show on the planet.
Log Bob.
Yes?
So is it National Earring Day this year, or was it that last year?
That was last year.
What national day is it today?
I don't know. Let's ask Siri while I fill this out. What's the national...
I'm not sure I understand.
What's the national day today, Siri?
It's Tuesday, April 19th, 2016.
National Hall.
What's the national holiday today, Siri?
Today is Mahavir's birthday.
Okay. That's good to know. Thanks, Siri. You dingus. F, T. Check your work. What'd you get? Anna, what'd you get?
True.
False? What?
False.
False? And then what?
True.
Good. And,
True. And false.
and then false. Yeah. So, remember, this, we're looking for two truths. No, sorry, let's start over. Here's a little recap. That is equal to two truths. Two truths equal a truth. Here, I'll put a little colon here. Two truths equal a truth. That is one truth equals a truth. And remember, the V underline is only one truth equals a truth. Otherwise, it's false. Okay? Nice little summary there.
It's National Education and Sharing Day.
That's bull honky.
And
National what?
National Education, my foot day. Educate my foot, doggone it.
National Garlic.
We're recording this.
National Garlic Day. That sounds delicious. We're recording this. I will edit this out. Next. Let's break down those symbols, and I just did that, so let's move to three propositions. Okay? Oh, hello.
Oh.
Three propositions. So, what are
That's his foot.
three propositions? Well, we use R, and you're thinking like, oh, not R again, because R is used for rate, R is used for radius, R is used for correlation coefficient, R is used for the coefficient of determination when you square it. Fun stuff. But we're going to use R as our third proposition here. It's just, Q or P, Q, R. It just makes sense. So, anyway, let's go ahead and do that. Now, for this one, we have to come up with every single possibility, and there are 8 possibilities here. Okay? So, our first column is true, 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 false, 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 false. Our next column is true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. And our last column is true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. So, who could say that the fastest? Raise your hand.
Which one?
Alyssa, raise your hand.
Okay.
Bad time to scratch your head. No, just joking. I won't make you do it.
You do it.
I'll do it.
True, 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 false, false, true, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Move on. So. Nope, you added one. Nice try.
What?
Sorry, you added one.
Yeah, I know.
So, you try to construct this with three propositions. We are going to do P, Q, and R. What else are we going to need here to do this final proposition? P, disjunction Q, and then what are we going to have to do? And then the whole thing. P, V, Q, conjunction R. All right, go ahead and fill that in. I'm going to do this very slowly. Did you already do it, Emma?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. PVQ. We're looking for whenever P and Q are true. What do we get for that, Emma? We're going to put her phone away.
I was waiting.
What'd you get for this column?
False, false, true, true.
Ooh, wait, hold on. False, false?
No, I lied.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have been on...
False.
Uh-huh. This is P or Q. So it's actually true,
Oh.
true,
I looked at R, not Q.
true, 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 false, false.
I looked at Q for the top. I mean R for the top too.
Oh. So last one we look at is the conjunction of this column and that column. So I'm going to go ahead and circle them with yellow. We're looking at this column and this column's conjunction. So what do we get for our solution? How about a volunteer? CV, what'd you get?
True, false, true, false, true, false, false, false.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, look at, see now this one, this one right here, I would consider that a false. I will always consider that a false. So if you do something like this where you're like false, you're like, oh crud, and you get your eraser out and you're like this, but it's like this, leave this like little line, make sure it's very obvious that that is a true statement. Okay, don't leave any eraser marks. All right, let's see what, oh dang, we have homework. You guys got over 10 minutes to work on it. Okay, this is a couple sections, so good luck.
Except the kids do not want it.
All right, get started on it.